Yo, guys, Guido coming at you with a coffee talk. Good morning. Nope, no Pilgrim because he is he's doing home improvement, fellas. He's doing home improvement. I'm slightly under the weather, so it could be a little bit shorter than usual. But the show must go on, and there's stuff to talk about because by golly, we have to talk about some World of Tanks every week, or things go sideways. That's just how it goes. It is not a great day on the Panhandle so far. We have a big line coming. Going to be here about 10 or 11, I think. So far hasn't hit us. A little breezy, a little cloudy. Morning, Wayne. Ado Tiger, Odd Dog. How's everybody doing? Yeah, soggy Sunday for sure. Pilgrim is painting accent walls, I believe, is the concept of what's happening there. I'm pretty sure. How's everybody's week gone in World of Tanks? I played a little bit this week. More than the week before, but not a whole bunch. Oh, great. Right when you head to the airport. Great. Painting lilac. Yeah, absolutely. He's got the lilac wall and the chartreuse wall and the azure wall. Short night. Room at 2200. Push late morning. Oof. Well, as long as you get just enough crew rest, right? But the coffee's nice, and it's the morning, so I don't feel terrible yet. Hopefully it's just a passing, I don't know, drainage thing and not getting sick. Played a few games of the new mode, Emerald something. I played one. It actually doesn't look too bad. I don't really care about the capture the flag thing. It is interesting that it's a 7v7. They did make the map smaller, which was sort of annoying. But I see why they did it, just to keep the flow going. Looks like you grab the coin and you run to the other base or some such thing. Whatever. Wasn't really for me. I gave it a shot. Played some games. Yeah. I think Wayne's right. It's not terrible. And there's some rewards. We'll take a look at it. I guess you can still do it. How long does it go? Battle modes, Jade Emperor's Challenge, information. To the 23rd. Now, so you still have 8 days. You can still knock it out, more than likely, I would say. Even if you haven't started it, you can probably jump in there and get the rewards. Oh, there's a lunar box involved. That's nice. Yeah, I did that video. Wargaming sent me 100 boxes. I opened those things up. I ended up with the 2 new tanks. And I did have the Udez alt thing as well. I sort of forgot about that while I was doing the video, and then yesterday I sat down, thought about it, and looked it up, and I do have that tank sitting there waiting to be played. But I played some. This week is going to be Tier 7 stuff. I ended up doing the. I filtered for the worst player win rate tanks that have been played, and there's kind of some weird results on NA for that, based on the low sample size, I think, for the server. But it allowed me to sort of randomly filter for something, and it was kind of interesting what the tanks were. So I did one in each class, as opposed to doing it for each nation. So I did a Arty, Tui, TD, light tank, medium tank, heavy tank. So that'll be coming up. Some cool tanks. A couple tanks I had kind of forgotten about. Well, all of them really. I mean, none of them are tanks I play much, if at all. Most of them were Hunter Battle Challenge tanks. A couple of them were tanks I ground. Could be 6 or 7 years ago. You can tell those tanks because it's a Tier 7 that has 200 something battles, and it's not necessarily a Tier 7 that I particularly cared for. It's just I had to grind it. A Tier 8 used to take 200 odd battles, which is absolutely crazy compared to today, when a Tier 8, grinding a 7 to an 8 with all the times 5s and everything, 40, 20, almost nothing. But it used to be 200 or so, for sure. Got a little bit further along on my project outside, so that's all right. It's sort of stalled because I need to figure out what I want to do on the ground, whether I'm going to just get the pavers and toss them on the sand, because that's everything around here is sand. In terms of that, it's okay. Or if I'm going to put down some rock. Really, the right answer is I need to put some rock down, but I can't be arsed. So I guess the question is, am I going to be lazy and just accept that it'll get lumpy over the years faster than if I actually grade it out and put some rock in there and drop it on there? The thing about the rock, it will help with the drainage, so that's where I'm stuck on that one. If I just toss it on the sand, then I might end up with a bit of a pool if it rains hard right there. If I put some rock in there, I might have a better drainage situation, which is again the right answer, but I'm lazy. Morning, Gator. I'm playing the 275. Let's see here. The current tanks that I'm playing are the tier 7s I did. The 752, Object 752. Did I say 275? Well, that's all the numbers, but that is not the right order. Object 752, the Kirovets, which is kind of driving me crazy. I don't know. It's okay. What else am I playing? The Prototipo, which is quite a good tank. I would say this is as good or interchangeable with the Progetto, really. Pretty good tank. A little more armor. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that, Wayne. I can just weed whack that. That would require underlayment and other stuff, so I don't know. Just noticed this crew member's got just bumped up to the next level there. I got to do that. A little bit of the Black Prince too. It's got one of the lowest win rates. It's not a particularly great tank, but it's not bad. It's the only tier 7 currently that I have under 100 battles. I only have like 3 battles in it or 4, something like that. The Project Louis, which is a weird light tank. Got that 10-shot auto reloader or auto loader, I guess. And the ISU 130. I try to keep one casemate in the rotation, because sometimes you just want to sit in the back and snipe, you know what I mean? Not that I necessarily play it that way, but sometimes you just want to be the support guy. You don't want to have to think too much. That is the current lineup and what I'm doing World of Tanks wise. And that's pretty much it for channel news. Olympics are going on. We got that. Anybody watching the Olympics? I haven't watched much of it. As in, I haven't sat down and just like, all right, I'm going to watch the Olympics. I've seen it. I've seen clips. I've seen it here and there, walking by as it goes on. I haven't paid a whole bunch of attention. I guess that one top dog figure skater guy crashed out. Had a bad run at it and didn't win the gold. Some of the curling, yeah, I've seen some of the controversy on the curling. The people up in arms about the Canadian guy maybe touching the rock as it passed the line, and I know nothing about the rules, but apparently that's a thing. I don't know. They're cheating. Watch the biathlon. I've watched a little bit. I don't know where I was, but it was on. It's the new one where they run up the hill on skis and then ski down, and ski mountaineering, I guess. That one's kind of wild. And then the 10-kilometer cross country is crazy. I didn't realize that was all in one little kind of area, or at least the course for this one was. A lot of switchbacks and stuff. When you think cross country, I just think like a straight line somewhere, maybe curve back around. But this thing had all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the downhill stuff. I watched a little bit of giant slalom, a little bit of slalom, a little bit of the downhill. But not enough to kind of go, all right, that's the person that won, just in passing here and there. Some hockey highlights. I guess an NHL player got injured. So that's going to cause all kinds of issues with the NHL. I'm sure they already they're not really jazzed by people going to the Olympics and potentially injuring themselves when you start talking about professional sports. That's pretty much it. Just waiting for the rain. Got the day off tomorrow. The U.S. skater who was favored fell a couple times. Yeah, the quad god, they call him. I guess he had kind of bailed out. He did a single when it was supposed to be a quad or something, and then he fell, so the yips got him, I guess. He was current world champion, I thought, so he didn't make it. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. Yep. Simone Biles did that one year. Remember that? She just sort of lost the she lost the edge. They both lost the edge. They had to they took the picture of their significant other out while they were trying to land on the carrier. I've been thinking about getting a game called it's a new flying game. It's a Gaijin. It's a Gaijin game, so that sort of honestly, it's along the lines of World of Tanks in terms of monetization. They do War Thunder, I'm sure most of you know that. But the new game, it's a flying game they have. What is it called? Something. Air Masters? What the hell? Top sellers, let's see. Yeah, more money. Dang it, what's it called? I'm trying to find it here on Steam right now. But it looks, it's Warbirds for number one. So I like DCS, and DCS has Warbirds, but Warbirds in DCS are very fiddly to fly. On the one hand, it's kind of cool that you're doing fuel mixture and prop angle and all that stuff, but you got to learn all that, and it's not the impossible dream, but it's kind of, for me, it takes a little bit away from the fun. On the one hand, you want the immersion to be cool, on the other hand, you want it to also be fun. So there's probably a middle ground there, and I think this is maybe slightly more complicated than, say, War Thunder flying airplanes, and maybe a little bit towards DCS, but not so far. Although IL-2 is pretty good. I need to get back into IL-2 and try that. I'm trying to find the, where's the flight sims here? Actions. What is it called? Racing sim. All right, hold on. Aces of Thunder. Aces of Thunder. That's what it's called. Although it's got mixed reactions. It looks pretty good. And I'm just going off of what people are saying. My other problem is I'm not 100% sure that the HP reverb, how long that's going to be supported, I guess. The one guy has done a nice job bringing the drivers up to date. The question is then, does he continue to update those same drivers as things change? So I don't know. Right now I'm okay in DCS, but my understanding is that it will work with this because the driver is to help with the Windows VR stuff, things that run in Windows VR like the HP reverb. But I don't want to spend $30 on a new flying game and then find out in 2 months or 3 months that the headset I have is gone, which then brings me into the idea of, at some point, I'm going to have to buy a new headset. And that's splashing out a bunch of money for a new headset. And then I don't know which one, because I don't want to just get a Quest 3. Quest 3 doesn't feel like enough of an upgrade to go buy a new headset yet. And some of the other headsets, now we're getting into headset talk. All the other headsets I see reviewed, until you get into the $6,000 range, $5,000 range, they all seem more or less the same. There's no generational leap that I can see with any of them that makes you go, oh wow, that's definitely the headset, until you get into very expensive headsets. So I don't know. I'm a little bit surprised that there hasn't been some kind of thing like that. I think there was some talk that I can't think of what the name of it is. There's a version that has like a light and a max or something like that, but even those, if you look at the reviews, they're not it's not that generational leap, which I think certainly that's got to be coming. I hope in a price range that's reasonable, anywhere from 5 to 2,000, somewhere in there, as opposed to $5,000, 500 to 2,000. So we'll see. I've been watching. It's sort of an early release, like all these daggum game companies do now as well. Pimax, that's it. I knew NATO Tiger would know Pimax. But you have the 3, right? The whatever 3. The Pimax, I guess, is very fiddly getting it working, and that's another thing I don't want to deal with. I don't want to have to spend half my time, and we do this when we do DCS. Sometimes, even with rigs that work pretty regularly, we're still futzing around with them. Quest 3, yeah. But you never had the HP, so I don't, or did you? I know you like the Quest 3, but I don't think it's a generational improvement. So don't know, man. First world problems. Well, let's shill, fellas. You do have so okay. I know I've probably asked you this before. They're not that significantly different, are they? Maybe you'll convince me to get a Quest 3 if they're that significantly different. I will say one thing. Now the way I bring everything up and run it now, touch wood, I don't have problems. The HP works. It just works right now. Sharper. Oh, geez. See? Newer, more expensive. It's always a trade-off, too. It's just there's nothing generational. I'm waiting for the generational thing, and maybe I'll be waiting forever on that. Don't know. I'm even starting to look at my 4000 series card, and I'm already starting to think that that's starting to get aged. And I guess this rig is 2 years old now, maybe 3. Maybe even 4, to be honest. I don't know how long I've had this one. Crazy. It's crazy stuff, because I built it somewhere around COVID. After the first or second year of COVID, I started building this thing. And that's been, what, 22? So we're on 3 years, maybe going on 4 now with this rig. That's wild. All right, let's see what's going on in World of Tanks. What can we buy? Oh, right. You can buy boxes. New boxes are out, fellas. Blazing treasures. Yep, there they are. 150 boxes, 75. They're $1 box then with a discount as you buy more and more. A 3% discount. That didn't really process. 3% discount. So you're saving 75 cents. What in the hell is the point of a 3% discount, Wargaming? That is that didn't register when I was doing the vidya. That's really pretty funny, man. A 3% discount. Are you kidding me? Yep. Special deal for you today, Wargamers. Wargaming customers, you World of Tanks people. Loyal customers, one day only. We're going to drop it from $25 just for you to $24.25. Yes, sir, you heard it first. A 75-cent discount on your 25 boxes. Here, I'll give you the 75 cents if you just remove the discount so I don't have to look at how stupid that is. How about that? Is that all right? Oh, boy. I can't really wrap my mind around that whole idea of a 3% saving 75 cents. Sheesh. I mean, I guess when you get to 150 boxes, that's a okay savings. I mean, you're closing out on a $25 savings, 15%. Yeah. At 75, you're saving $8, $7, $7.50. But yeah, 25 boxes, you can save 75 cents. That's true. It's all relative, Zimbo. $5 is not what it was when we were young. That's for daggum sure. All right. So it's the boxes, guys. Premium shop wise. Well, hold on. We got to log in, for goodness sake. Jeez. Log in Z, ENNZ. We'll get there eventually. All right. Oh, right. I wanted to do this. What is this? Am I going to I get matched with a tank? How does this work? Cupola Valentine's special. What did you guys get? Does it match you with a tank? Let's start matching. Swipe right. My favorite offensive stat. Okay, I have 10 questions. My favorite offensive stat. Do I like DPM, accuracy, penetration, or Yep. Yep. It's Valentine's, so clearly. Continuing along that theme. Speed. You bet. And best date location. What is Nordscar? Is that the one with the rocket? Bug spray? I don't want bug spray. Relaxed, good angles, no rush on Pilsen. Berlin, loud, packed, leather, freedom, adventure. Probably illegal to be here on a date. The black. All right, we'll go new one. Oh, favorite food. Bukti. I don't even know what that is. Extra combat rations. Yeah, I'm just hungry. Onigiri. Light, healthy, triangular. Oh yeah, spaghetti. Spaghetti with meat sauce. I went to an Italian restaurant last night for Valentine's. How was everybody's Valentine's, by the way? You guys I had a nice Valentine's. We went out to dinner. Did the whole Valentine's card thing in the morning. Had a coffee together. We're getting ready for a big wedding next week. Oh, by the way, I will not be doing Coffee Talk next week. I'll be at a wedding. So no Coffee Talk next week, the 22nd. Friend's kid. Close friend's kid getting married. Pretty cool. That is the season of life that I am in. It's now the kids getting married. So weddings are for kids at this point, which is crazy. Spend the day with sister fixing stuff. That's all right, Grendel. That's all right. Got to take care of the fam, man. Made breakfast, watched grandson basketball game, drove 3 hours to work, flew. Not a bad day. Not a bad day. The work part could be done without. Doing our V-Day celebration dinner today. Surf and turf. Oh, nice. Oh, very good, Zimbo. Do you fly in the lobster tails? Or buy them frozen? Neighbor I used to have here, he would have them flown in from New England at a fairly significant expense, but he'd get like a dozen of them, then have a bunch of people over. It was pretty cool. Butter chicken burrito out of it. Okay. Nice. A butter chicken burrito. So like Chinese butter chicken meal and then make a burrito out of it? What else would you put in it? That sounds delicious, though. I do love butter chicken. If you're talking about butter chicken's probably fine either way you make it, but the Chinese butter chicken situation is delicious. I know wedding season is on, Wayne. Stayed in bed. Oh, Lee fan. Sorry, brother. Oh, do you have the head cranium thing going on? That's what I got going on. My cranium's all stuffed up. Lots of drainage. I'm hoping it's just because spring is spring. Spring has sprung down here, by the way, fellas. I already got azaleas blooming, if you can believe it. 2 years left working, maybe less. That's awesome, dude. I'm closing in. I was just talking to the finance guy about all that stuff, looking at it, and realized that I'm 4 or so away. You know, it seems like it's been 5 to 10 for a long time, but I'm probably around 4 to 5 now. No kidding, I'm inside the 5, I believe. That's wild to think of. Oh, Leafan, you're right. It is Indian. Never mind. Yeah, that's right. No, Leafan is correct. Leafan rises from the bed and brings in the truth. It's Indian, you dummy. Indian Mexican restaurant by my house. Oh, no shit. That's awesome. What else is in there? I'm hoping to fight off the cold. My problem is I rarely am able to fight it off. It happens once in a while, but generally once the sinuses get clogged up, I end up with a freaking infection. Almost every time. We'll see. Vietnamese Mexican one by you. Oh, man. Well, there is that. That's true. Oh, right. So you're at the age stop. It's not necessarily that you really absolutely would want to. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. But you don't have a choice, do you? I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, you could then go fly. Well, can you fly Learjets for people privately? I mean, for pay, or is that no? Or is that or is your commercial license? Is that when it's over, or is it just for the big airlines? I have no idea. Zicam, yeah, I just took my zinc. Sudafed, yeah, Zicam and elderberry. What is C. elderberry? Mexican stuff like tacos. That actually sounds delicious, Grendel. I would like to try a butter chicken taco burrito thing. Corporate, yeah, okay. Vitamin C and oh, gotcha. Vitamin C and yep, I took my vitamins. Took my vitamin C. Elderberry. You smell of elderberry. I don't know. All right, let's get back to this. What are we doing? Bukti? Oh yeah, we said spaghetti and meat sauce. Morning 6-pack. Just noticed that up there. All right, what equipment would you trust with your life? Nothing? Turbocharger. I am speed. I think they did this. They did this on. They did this on purpose. As I'm older, it's going to have to be improved hardening. All right. Does it bother you if your partner doesn't have many credits? I appreciate that, Wayne, but I'm older. I'm gonna have to go with the. I'm gonna have to go the other way. As long as they're big. My partner. I'm not sure. It's not everything, but I'm gonna say. I'm only gonna say no because that's just the way it's been. It's all right though. It's all right. If you could settle down in one country, where would you go? Oh. But I'm just, because there's not the choice I want there, because there's no universe in which I would live in any of those 4 countries. Having visited the United Kingdom multiple times, fun to visit, would not live there. Japan, absolutely would not live there. Also fun to visit, really cool place. If you're in the right places, very cool. Maybe one of the most xenophobic places you can find on Earth, at least that I've been to. Italy? If I dialed back to where I just simply did not care about getting anything done ever at any time, then Italy would be pretty cool. Because if you can match their level of give a shit, which is low, you probably enjoy yourself. They are polite about it, Grendel. I will give that about Japan. Yeah, they don't scream at you. You're not going in that place. If you've ever been there, you know. If you know, you know. Poland, I have no idea, but I don't like cold, so we're gonna knock that. All right, Italy. Of those choices, if I ever get to where I'm just gonna accept that nothing's ever gonna get done again, and I'm gonna live in the life in the slow lane, it would be Italy. Weather's decent as well, probably in the southern area, similar to this. Which is the GOAT, the greatest of all time, tier 10? I think you're right, Wayne. Of those four, it would have to be the Leo. Unfortunately, the Manticore is not there, so it is an invalid question. Invalid question. My family is from central Italy. Actually, I think I need to recage that statement after finding out some things about DNA, provided those DNA things are even true, which is questionable anyway. My name, my last name, any vestiges of actual heritage are pretty much gone. But the name itself comes from that area. Leopard it is. 2 more questions. I think so, Grendel. I think so. Mostly, yes. All right, favorite tank class? Light, of course. I like scouting and zooming around. Wayne says medium. What tanks did you guys get? Have you done this? Yeah, no Artie. Invalid. No SPG, Zimbo. You cannot. It's disallowed. What are your long-term goals? Winning, yes. Having fun, yes. Collecting, yes. Competing, yes. Oh, competing, assemble an elite. Okay, I see. Under that context, no. Don't care about that. Collecting? I think having fun now, guys. It's a targeted ad simulator? Oh, shit. So I'm going to get an ad out of this? Oh, is it going to try to sell me something? Yeah, I should have thought of that. I thought it would just be cool. Is it really going to try to sell me a tank? If you could live anywhere, where would it be? Anywhere. Maybe here, man. I might be where I would go, which would not a place I would have said 10, 15, 20 years ago. Anywhere on Earth. I don't think I've been enough places to know. I've been a lot of places, more than most, less than some. Can't think of a better place. A tropical island, I guess. I don't know. Then you're dealing with hurricanes. Oh, not that I don't deal with that stuff here. The other problem with tropical islands is if you try to get anywhere. Getting anywhere is just a pain in the arse. I would actually live in Utah simply because we're near the cabin. If Utah wasn't inhabited by people from Utah. I guess if you're doing the hypothetical live anywhere, then we can just assume you've got enough money to do whatever you want. If I could have a house up by Park City in Utah, I would live there. I would live in Park City, up on one of the benches there, in a big old house. Southern Utah, yeah, not bad. That's closer to the cabin too. Yeah, I could do St. George. I could live in St. George, somewhere out there, yeah. The issue with that though, and I don't know what the airport situation is down there. I'm assuming they probably have a decent regional now that you could get to Salt Lake relatively easy-ishly, maybe. Or maybe to Denver, down to Phoenix, I guess. But Vegas, I guess, probably also. It's a relatively short drive to Vegas, but still, it's a drive. You're driving or you're taking a hop, so it's a trade-off, you know. Right? Southern Cal would be cool, but it's California. Gator, Gator would be walking through the walking through the trees in a great big Bigfoot suit. I would like that too, but I don't want to always do that. I don't need to be. SkyWest is headquarters, St. George. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Is that a pretty big airport now? I know it's popular, I guess, because of all the national parks down there. So I guess there's a significant amount of people that maybe fly into St. George to do all the park stuff. That would make sense. Not when I was a kid. It was all driving back then. I've been to most of them. Yeah, I would have to say. So it's funny, that question. If you could live anywhere, where would you live? But everyone's got their qualifications. It is a small city, St. George. It's bigger than it was, though. A lot of Californians in there. A lot of people from Vegas have second homes there. A lot of people from Salt Lake have second homes down there for vacation. I'd probably stay here, man, honestly. I think maybe if... all right, so live anywhere. I got it. This is what I would do. I would buy a house on the water here, where I live. So I'm not on the water. I'm near it, a couple blocks off. But I would, no kidding, I would have a house on the water, on the bay, with a boat dock, decent size center console, not massive, but decent size, so it's comfortable to troll around in. 2 engines, so I could go offshore if I wanted to. Not far, just enough to go mess around with some grouper and stuff. That would be it. It'd be I'd put a house on the water here. That's what I would do. Yep. Your wife keeps you from being an old hermit. Yeah, that's what they do, man. That's part of their job. All right, where were we? We were going to go with having fun. Waldo's house is a good example. A very good. I just saw him last night, by the way. He was at the same restaurant. I saw him and the Frau. They're doing well. He's enjoying retirement. Went to his retirement party, I think in October or something like that, at his place. Had a bunch of beer. He makes the beer. He's getting pretty good at making the beer, man. Not bad at all. All right. Having fun. Boom. Scanning compatibility. What? What? There's no way. Yes. Yep. I didn't ask him about it, but yeah, he's doing the air show circuit. Got qualified and all that. Well, this I did. Oh. Okay, hold on. I get to say no. Okay. So if I click X, what happens? What? No. Am I swiping left? Is that what that does? I'm in the prototype phase emotionally as well. Keeping a low profile. Dislikes work pressure. All right, no. What? Now, it's trying to sell me something. No. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Patent. Look at it. It's got... I like big patents and I cannot lie. No, I don't want the patent. I already had the Foch, bro. Get out of here. No, I don't want the Anhalt line. Oh, KV2. No. The cat? Oh, it was tortoise. Okay. The buggy. Why is the buggy on a boat, strapped on a boat? Freaking AI, man. Look at this. No. Oh, it didn't want to keep going. Not every battle turns into a love story. I played hard to get. All right, well, I'm bored with that. Anywho's, that's kind of funny if you want to, I don't know, laugh or something. No fun for me. Story of my life. Can't even match a tank. Jeez. All right, let's take a look at the common test. Honestly, there's not a whole lot else going on. There were some missions yesterday for Valentine's, but they're already gone. The whatever it's called, the Jade Emperor thing. There was a mission for that, but it was very easy. One's to win a game and kill 2 guys, and you get a few doodads for that, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna roll into subjects du jour, and update 2.2 is on its way, guys. So, as I'm slightly under the weather and I need to go take care of the old runny nose and whatnot, we've been at 40 minutes, so we're going to take a 5-minute break. I also need a little bit more coffee. We'll take a quick break, come back, and we're going to dive into update 2.2, guys. It just keeps accelerating, my friends. We'll be back in just a moment.
Offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts, and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what? If you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell, to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man, to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff. He used to fly jet, but now he does the tanking stuff. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. The mountains are home where he watches the moose, and hummingbirds aplenty. But he saw the need for the What community to have a guru.
All right, we is back. Back to the website here. So I was doing here, wasn't I? Okay. Let's see. 2.2, common test. Some interesting things. Should I do an outraged reaction video? That seems to be the rage for this one. Every content creator is outraged. Oh man, have you guys seen those? I don't know. For some reason, this particular test. Bye, Tor. How you doing? This particular update had some of the content creators outraged. Wonder why. Let's see. All features in the common test are currently in active development. Any values, rewards, technical characteristics, and other features relevant to common test, not final, and they may not correspond to the thing. That's an interesting statement because on the one hand, that's very true. On the other hand, things that they have in common test, the thing itself is going to happen. Almost never. I'm sure there's an example or two along the way, but almost never do they get feedback on some of these things and go, oh, let's not put that in the game. Not when it goes to, by the time it gets to common test, all they're testing, this is not a, hey, community, what do you think of this? They don't give a shit. It's coming. They might move it around a little bit, massage it, but it's not coming out. It's already been decided. It's going into the game. So in case you were, for some reason, under the illusion that your opinion of these things matters, it does not. It doesn't. All right. Crew rework. I thought this was kind of interesting. Notice this. Do you remember the things that they said they were going to do? Now here's an example, actually, of things they said they were going to do that never got into the common test. Some of them were sort of played around with maybe in super test, but they never came to common test. But one of the things they said, do you remember they said that a crew would be able to be in 3 different tanks or some such thing like that? That's apparently gone. And there were a couple of, I can't remember what they were, but there were a couple other things that they said they were going to do in the big crew rework that we apparently never really got, from what I can tell. Because what it says is, Update 2.2 marks the final step in our long-term crew system rework. Well, that's it. It's over. We're done. Crew system reworked. Doesn't it feel sort of like it was half reworked? I mean, they've done some good things, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, it felt much less like a systemic, organized rework, and more like we're just throwing some things out as we go. That's the way I kind of feel about it. And I'm not saying some of the things they did weren't good. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, it felt much more like just we worked around the edges, threw some stuff out, and that was it. Our goal is to make interacting with your crew as clear, flexible, and comfortable as possible while preserving the core mechanics you're already familiar with. Yes, so but the way we're going to preserve core mechanics is make new magic powers. Okay. Sure. I don't know how you think that those two go together, but that's fine. 10 new perks, 2 for each. 2 for each. Which means 2 more radio operator perks that you're not going to be able to pick. Because most of your radio operators in any tank that anyone really plays are commander, radio operator, or something like that. Which is kind of a bummer. But we're going to, let's see, with the exception of, so there's a minor adjustment to reliable placement. I don't know what that is. We'll take a look at the perks in a minute. Actually, it's on Armored Patrol, so we can get those. Why they don't have that listed on this, I don't know. Whatever. Hey, 10 new perks, and we're not going to tell you what they are. Sure, thanks. Why? Hey. Okay. So if you go into the super, some of this is they want you to download the common test and play it. And really what they're testing on common test is just make sure everything works. Again, they don't care about whether you like it or not. It's coming. They might care a little bit about whether some of the numbers need to be adjusted as they gather the data from the super test. But other than that, they just want to make sure it all works. And they want you to find the bugs. That is how it works. All right, so several quality life. Removing unneeded crew members is going to be easier. I like that. That'll be fine. For most tanks, I'm not really interested in situational perks over full-time ones. Yeah, there's some truth to that. A new dedicated button in the barracks allows you to manually remove unused crew members that are no longer needed. This action is optional. Clearly, I mean, you can do that anyway. It's a right click and a retire. I'll have to see what this is. Theoretically, it looks like it's supposed to be easier. If that is true, great. Unless it's hey, find all the unused ones. And what is the definition of unused? I'm not really tracking what that means. I understand the words that are coming out of their mouth, but I don't understand how that's going to work. So, more to come on that, I guess. Crew books, this is great. You gotta love this. Crew books can now be applied to crews placed in premium vehicles. I don't know why that was ever not a thing. It should not have been a thing. But apparently they've figured out how to not have it be a thing. Why they couldn't figure out how to not have that be a thing to begin with, I'll never know. I don't even know why it was in there. My assumption with that was it was some kind of systemic coding, the way it was built thing that was kind of a pain. And maybe it was. Maybe it took them a while to fix it within their engine. And they've only finally kind of got to it or were able to put resources to fix it. Don't know. If it was a conscious decision and wasn't that hard to do, I don't know why it wasn't done a long time ago. I can't come up with a use case really for them to insist that the crew be in the tank they're trained for, unless it was some kind of game engine coding situation that they just took a while for them to sort out. I don't know. I didn't want to say it, Grendel. I don't know. That's one possibility, which is very cheesy if it's true. But anyway, good news is that's going to go away, and I like it. You can now disable notifications for certain perks. I don't know if that's like a competitive player thing or something. They don't like other stuff on the screen that doesn't matter. I barely notice these anyway. I don't generally have the perks, although there's more and more of those now that will kick off and will kind of let you know that it's happening. It doesn't bother me. I don't know. Does this bother you guys? Anybody get bothered by the little notifications? I don't know. Do they get in the way of what you're looking at or something? I don't know. It's fine. It's an option, so not something that I would look at and go, oh, wow, I've been looking for that for a long time. Join the common test, try out new perks. We'll look at the perks in a second. Armor Inspector. Another thing that how this wasn't included in the first iteration of the Armor Inspector is flabbergasting. My gasts are flabbered. That has existed on websites and mods and this and the other for 15 years. 15 years. And then they said, hey, we're going to do an Armor Inspector. And the client, everyone, yay. And then they rolled it out and everyone went, that's it? You can't even do a functionality with a different gun and... Anyway, this very much feels like we're fixing a bug. To be quite honest, this was bugged to begin with, and I realize that's not really the term, but it is. It's the same idea. It was an incomplete. It was in beta essentially. So they're bringing Armor Inspector out of beta. And then going, ooh, look at this great improvement we've done. Didn't we do a great job? No, you didn't. It sucked. The one you put in sucked. There was no reason for it to suck, actually. It was really easy to just look at what's out there and go, yeah, we need to be able to change guns and maybe even put more. Here's an idea. What if you actually put more functionality than a mod has. Just think about it for a second, guys. Just, you know, I'm not saying you have to do it. Just as a thought, as a thought game, just go, ooh, what if we actually put in the game cooler stuff than mods and websites have had for 15 years. I'm just saying, you could go out on a limb on that one, you know. Like, the decision was to not even tie. They're like, hey, we're getting in the game. We're getting in the armor inspection game. All right, great. We're a giant corporation. We've got a lot of resources. We've got smart people doing coding. All right, so what's our end goal? Well, what do we want to do? Do we want to do better? Do we want to tie? Or do we want to lose? We choose lose. Let's put a thing in that's actually worse than everything else that's out there. That sounds awesome. Put that in. Oh, geez. Let's see. As a result, more complex. It helps you understand who. Yes. It would have done all this if you'd have put this in to begin with. Yeah. That's so. There it is, right there. That is the idea of it. That everyone, some kid in his basement made, and they've been downloading the mod for 15 years. Welcome to the party, Wargaming. Thank you. All right. Neon Dash. Okay, don't care. So they're working that. They got new obstacles. They're going to have lasers and jumping platforms. Whee! I'm sure people love it. I hope it's fun. Enjoy. New maps. That's Neon theme maps. Total number of map 3 inclusive. Okay, don't care. Steel Hunter. Shamrock Showdown returns. We have Lucky Seals. Like that kind of seal, or probably not that kind of seal. Collect seals. Yeah, that would be kind of rude, running around collecting baby seals and stuff. Loot transformation. Green 404. Marauder. Whatever. Maneuvers and battle pass. Clan only maneuvers. All right. So they're kind of teasing maybe. Right here it says. Including the mighty tier 10 vehicles. Don't know what that means. And there's multiple out there that are pretty good, so you'll be able to get some of those. Once again, I put in my plug to Wargaming, very similar to the last rant I just made about your armor inspector thing. Why it is that you can't let people have access to some of these tanks other than through clan events after they've been out for years and years, I'll never know. But maneuvers and battle pass. Oh, maneuvers and battle pass. We also added resources for the new battle pass. Okay. So, geez, battle pass 14. Or is that 19? XI? No way we're on 19. Are we on season 19 for battle pass? That is 19, right? That's wild. Did not know. And this is probably one of the things that the Outrage machine is grinding its gears on right now. And it's right. It's all right, Wayne. It's wild, isn't it? This was a joke. I think I made this joke. Lots of people made this joke. But here it is. Here it is. New subscription tier to Watt Plus. Now, to be completely fair, this is not unique to World of Tanks or Wargaming. Lots of games out there now have all these different tiering levels, and they seem to continually come out with another one and add another word to it. So we have Premium. Watt Premium account. We have Watt Plus, and now we have Pro. Pro Boost. They're not really telling you how much it is, but somebody said a 6 and 12 month option. Oh, wow. Okay, so you can't go monthly with it. Holy cow. So you're going to get a pro boost because you're a pro. If you spend more money, you're a pro. 35% bonus to credit, combat, crew, as if people needed more resources to burn through everything as fast as possible so they could get to tier 11 and stink. Service record screen customization. This one made me laugh. Really? You want me to spend money so I can customize my service record screen? That's the big bonus you're adding to it? That's a keeper right there. That's a hook. That's what you call a hook. People are going to be looking at that and go, well, there's a lot of things I've wanted in World of Tanks over the years and asked for and hoped for. Armor Inspector, Watt Plus Premium, Platinum, bonus. But of all of those, being able to customize my service record screen is at the top of the list. Faux show. That's amazing. And Battle Pass Plus. Shoot, what is it called now? What's the improved Battle Pass? And now you have Battle Pass Plus Premium, Platinum, Double Diamond, Gold. Earn additional Battle Pass points, I can't speak, and complete progression stages faster. Now, in all fairness, I can see that being a hook for some people. Yep, just let you finish it faster. So the two big ones, obviously, are the 35% bonus right off the bat, and then Battle Pass Plus. You're going to go through Battle Pass faster. Faster, guys. Okay, the faster you go, faster. Just shove the throttle quadrant up to the front left. Max AB. Let's do it. Let's do it. What is the pain point Wargaming is attempting to... What's the word I'm looking for? What is Wargaming attempting to do with this? What's the pain point they're trying to answer for or cover? It's a bit of a trick question. What do you guys think it is? What is Wargaming's? What's the pain point? Now I've left that kind of open because it could be a pain point for players they're trying to settle, or it could be their own pain point, having to play the game. Well, that's kind of a valid statement. The pain point could be they want people to get through their game faster. That's what will happen if you're getting extra bonus and combat and crew and credits and you're going through Battle Pass faster. I understand the joke, of course, Cliffy, but kind of is, really. Or is the pain point the fact that they need to make more money? That's crazy. That's crazy. Watt Plus. New subscription. The video, what is it called? So this is called Pro, and the original one's got a new name, right? Watt Plus Premium or something like that. And then there's Pro. I think it actually has a new name. All right, and they've got some more sound physics simulation, which I haven't noticed. Have you guys noticed this? I don't have my sound up very high, and I don't really do surround sound or wear headsets when I play. I have two speakers that are probably easily 20 years old. It's actually a speaker system with a woofer down below and the whole 9 yards. And I haven't bought a speaker system for a computer in like 20 years. You like the engine sounds? Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's fine. That's all cool. Graphical updates and sound and stuff. I don't mess with the sound too much, so I don't really notice whether it's better or not. But I know a lot of people like listening to it and messing around with it, so that's cool. 60 new tanks, yeah. Now, not all were for sale, but a significant number of them were. Yep. The sound of you exploding is the same. Bail out. That still sounds the same. Bail out. Oh, son of a gun. I just got Ariesed. Just got Ariesed. And then it says how to join. All right, so there you go. 2.2 is on the way, guys. What? Early March, so we're probably, what, 2 weeks away or so? Because early March is when we start. I don't know if there's any events left between now and then. So let's take a look at what the skills are, dudes. New skill system. New convenient feature. Players to demobilize all untrained crew members with a single click. Oh, wow. All of them. That would be cool, because they're all just chilling. As they don't have any skills, then you get rid of all of them. And what's the point? Doesn't matter, because they're free now, right? So you could clear all your unskilled guys out. If you have to rehire some, it doesn't matter, because they were all unskilled anyway. And they're free, so that would be pretty cool. Skill reset. Skills can now be reset for credits. Oh, this is another big one that wasn't in the main article, or I just glossed over it and missed it. But this is actually cool. Skills can be reset for credits only without any loss of experience. That's awesome. Reset now costs 100,000 credits instead of 200 gold. Very rarely does Wargaming go backwards in monetization, but that's pretty cool. Crew retraining is available for both credits and gold. Wait a minute. So you can spend gold anyway. All right. I don't know why you would want to spend gold and not credits, but that's... The option is there, fellas, if you want to do it. Here's the skills. 2 new skills for each crew specialization. The practicality skill has been reworked, and a new option allows players to hide their skills in the battle interface. All right, fair enough. I think your wish is granted, Grindel. It sounds like you can do both, from what that said anyway. Not that this is the end-all, be-all of truth, but there you go. Equipment tuning. Instead of reducing fall damage by 30, the skill now reduces the chance of engine fire by 15 and reduces damage received by the suspension by 15. Okay. Huh. Here's another skill for all specializations that remained in the game files but did not make it into the release. I don't know what that means. So this is not in the release? Recovery. When fully trained, all crew members using a repair kit restores 5% of the vehicle's hit points. Ugh. There it is. There it is. The final straw, guys. The final dig into the game that did not have HP recoup. It has finally showed up. I don't know if that means, based on this sentence, that this is the one they did not go with. That's what it looks like, because now we're getting into the ones that are listed for these particular people. So maybe they did not do this. I would hope they did not. Because repair kits recharge, which means you can basically go hide and regenerate your tank. I really hope this does not come into the game. Yeah, Grendel, it's a good point. That is one of the core mechanics of the game. Used to be tracking guys was a real problem, and now, especially at higher tiers with good crews and equipment, guys have it set up where you're tracked maybe 2 to 3 seconds. And oftentimes, it's almost impossible to track guys. Alright, so I don't know what's going on with recovery. It sounds to me like it's not in the release. I hope this never comes into the game. This is garbage. Terrible. Do not put anything that adds hit points back onto tanks. It is such a basic concept of this game. Not that they haven't destroyed many of the other basic concepts with all of the magic powers, but that would suck. All right, I'm I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. We'll just go on. I don't know nothing about that. Commander, hold the line. Fully trained. Increases crew efficiency bonus by 5 if the enemy team has at least 3 more vehicles than your team. Obviously an attempt to address turbo battles. Increases crew efficiency bonus by 5% for 15 seconds after using a first aid kit. Stimulants. Wait, drugs? We get Hold on a minute. Wait, wargaming. Seriously? What in the crack, meth, cocaine? Seriously, stimulants. 15 seconds. That's it? So they don't even have to be injured to dig into the drugs. They just have to pop the drugs. Okay. Sure. Sure. Whatever. Why not? Gunner. Duelist. Take 10 steps. Turn and fire. Fully trained. Increases the maximum potential armor penetration of your... Okay. That feels like mandatory, especially for a heavy, a brawling heavy. Wow, these are crazy, fellas. These are crazy. Lone Wolf, fully trained, reduces gun dispersion by 5% if there are no allied vehicles within 300-meter radius. That's pretty far. I guess if you're down to 1 tank, all of a sudden you're 5% more accurate. Sure. Okay. Okay. They're actually getting worse as we go. Combat support, fully trained, increases suspension repair speed by 15% if there's at least 1 allied vehicle within 50-meter radius. Okay. That goes back to whoever was talking about making tracks more repairable. You still have to be close to somebody, but okay. I don't know if I would take that over any other driver. I don't think so. I think there are definitely 6 other better driver skills than that one, for sure. Impenetrable. Oh boy. Fully trained. Increases crew efficiency bonus by 5% if the block damage exceeds your vehicle's hit points. What does that got to do with the driver? I still think there's better driver skills than that one, to be honest. That would be more of an assault TD or assault heavy kind of skill. Don't know. Neither one of the driver ones to me feel like they're better. Let's kind of look at that for a second. Hold the line. Would I take this over any other commander? Maybe. I mean, if you're a good player, I don't know. There's probably better skills than that. But hold the line, that's one you might think about. Stimulants, yeah, you might think about that. But it's only for 15 seconds. If it was a minute or something, maybe. But I don't know. I don't think either one of those. Although they're silly, I think there's better commanders. Gunner, duelist, fully trained. That could be absolutely mandatory for a brawling heavy. Lone Wolf, fully trained. Don't know. Probably better gunner skills than that one. Driver. I don't think there's better driver skills than both of those, I believe. Loaders. All right. So, to be honest with you, only a couple of those feel like ones I would take over the existing skills, just as off the top of my head. Not obviously thinking through all the different scenarios and just sort of generalizing the other skills that already exist. I don't feel like any of those are mandatory, minus that, maybe one. That being said, there is a use case for going through a bunch of the skills and building, especially for assault tanks. It feels to me like the assault tanks have a lot of skills that improve efficiencies for doing assault tank things, i.e. getting close, getting hit, being around other tanks, that stuff. There's probably a use case in there where you could make some specialized assault tank setup where when you're in brawling, your bonuses on everything just go sky high. That's just off the top of my head. And these seem to be some skills that might add to that. All right, loader. Fully trained reduces gun reload by 2.5 for the next projectile if the previous shot did not cause damage to the enemy. Fully trained reduces magazine reload time by 2.5%. Magazine? For an autoloader? Or does magazine mean everything? Carry 2 med kits. Yeah. Yeah, there's an argument there. 2 med kits. But would you then get rid of a repair kit and run food? Because now you're dropping food out. You know what I'm saying? If you want a repair kit. Otherwise you don't have a repair kit and that's problematic. So what about auto reloaders? Is it just an auto loader? That's very strange, isn't it? That's a skill that is for a very specific kind of tank, not just any tank a loader is in, but okay. Because I don't think an auto reloader is a magazine, right? The auto loader is you put all the shells in it. I know, it could be autoloader, loader, reloader, loader, reloader. All right, what love does a radio operator get, fellas? Let's find out. Battle hardened. That's right. That's actually pretty funny, considering the number of times they die when they're just alone as a radio operator. Fully trained reduces the negative stun effect from each subsequent crew stun by 7.5 up to a maximum of 30. Okay, who cares? Worthless. Don't take that. That's worthless. Literally worthless. Completely incorrect use of the word literally, but we'll say it anyway. Threat detection. Fully trained increases view range by 2% for 5 seconds after the Sixth Sense skill is activated. Well, interesting. I mean, there's a small argument there for scouts, but I don't know what other radio skills you would get rid of to take that kind of situational. Obviously, you're going to assume you're going to get spotted. Is 2% enough bump to burn through and spot the guy that spotted you? Don't know. Now, that being said, say Prokofka or any place where you're going to do ridge surfing or you're going to be an active scout, you're going to get spotted when you top the ridge. So you get a little 2% boost just for getting spotted. Okay. Of course, it's after the Sixth Sense skill is activated. So there's a problem, because if you're going to pop a ridge, you want to pop it and then head back down below before your skill goes off, so that you don't. Now you have to expose yourself the whole time till the Sixth Sense goes off, and then you get the bump. Careful. Yeah, maybe it's better for medium tanks with good turrets when they know they're going to be spotted anyway and they can stay up for a bit. Yeah. Might be better than for light tanks, to be honest with you. Because with medium tank scouting, a lot of times you're sort of assuming you're going to get spotted. And it's usually you're doing it with a nice turret. So you pop up there and get seen. And you got 5 seconds. So pop up, get lit, drop back down. When the light goes off, when the bulb goes off, now you got 5 seconds of extra view range pop up, use the extra view range. There you go. All right, and those are the skills. I don't really see any of those, or I don't see many of those being mandatory. And most of this crew skills that are already out there are better than those. That being said, you never know. We'll have to see what the meta thinks once the meta is established. Here's your tank armor model viewer in 2.2. I like it. Some more pictures on how to select stuff. There we go. It's all in Russian, but you can select the gun that it's being used against you. So that's good. I like that. Good addition for sure. Watt Plus Pro subscription tier and additional bonuses. We talked about that. There's the common test stuff. List of changes. Let's just look at this and see if there's anything new. Armor Inspector. Kind of says how it works. Vehicle playlist. And playlist improvements. That wasn't mentioned. Vehicles can now be added to playlists from the vehicle panel. Oh, I like that, because this is kind of a pain in the rear, actually. Takes a couple steps to move tanks around on playlists and things, and it's kind of a pain. Right-clicking a vehicle opens a pop-up menu with the Manage Playlist option, allowing players... Nice. I like that. Arcade cabinet stuff, vehicle... that's arcade cabinet. Steel Hunter, sound physics, battle pass, maneuvers, Watt Plus. We talked about that. Oh shoot, they misspelled a Panzerchild's name, so they fixed it. Great. All right. Battle Pass, Watch Spring 2.2, we talked about that. Blazing Treasure. I think that's it, guys. We don't have any word on Assembly Shop. What do you think? Think we're going to get one? We got a couple weeks before Battle Pass starts, so there might be an Assembly Shop lurking. Haven't heard anything. Pro says, all I want is Tier 12 Premium Arty with rocket boost mounted in the front and reverse so you can do that. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, by the way, speaking of rockets, did you guys notice that, and this may be a translation error. Let's go find the tank. What is the Chinese tank that was in the boxes? It was a Tier 9, right? Yeah, Yongbing. Yongbing. Let's look at this thing. The Bing Bong. I didn't realize the Bing Bong had rockets, but they're not really rockets, actually. Does it say that? Oh, see, fellas? They're not rockets, guys. I noticed this. It's jet boosters. Excuse me. The head cold is getting to me a little bit now. Jet boosters. They're not rockets, guys. Got a couple turbojets on there. Nice. Those look bigger than the T-38's engines. So this is a double... How does this mechanic work? Double gun. Double gun, ability to fire both barrels separately. Double shots cause high burst damage, but come with... Okay, yep. Jet boosters increase engine power, top speed for rapid movement. So what do we got characteristics-wise for the Bing Bong? Oh, geez. See, I'm looking at it, and you guys don't have any idea what the heck I am looking at. Sorry about that, fellas. Here it is. All right. I know, Wayne. I know. We do that every once in a while. I'm just trying to keep you on your toes. Trying to make sure I can still outmaneuver you guys. Give you a little juke. 440 damage. 245 pen. What's the premium round? It's a heat round, which goes up to 300. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. All right, Lee fan. I see what you're doing there. I see you. All right. So 300 pin with the golden premium round. 11 seconds per gun. Is this the British version where you hold the extra key and eventually it fires? Or is this the press X and shoot? Don't know. Oh, it's only got 10 jet boosters. All right, so it's not like the tier 11 where it gets, or yeah, tier 11 where it can do all at once. It gets 11. It gets one more than the other ones. Sure. Why not? I don't see which one it is. It might fly. Possible. I think if you press X 3 times, Control Alt Delete, and it will fly. So 23 seconds. Time between the last shell and the magazine of both guns and loading the new magazine. $33 to $49. Okay, so it boosts it up to 49. Salvo prep is 3 seconds. All right, so that's the British version, right? Where you hold the key down and eventually it shoots. Okay. And then it locks it out for 3 seconds, then it gets reloading again. Otherwise, you've got about a 12-second reload for each barrel as you fire. -8 gun depression is pretty good. We got 0.38. Bit derpy. 2200 is not very much, but it does have a potential burst of 880. 1900 hit points. Good turret at 300. It's pretty slow, really, unless it's rocket boosted. Did that not say 11 jet boosters? This says 10. And it only goes for 4 seconds. That's not very long. Did it not say 11? Where did I read that? It did say 10. Why did I think it said 11? Don't know. I don't even remember where I read that now. I don't see it anywhere. That's weird that I thought I saw an 11. I can't even find where that is. I must have just completely misread that. Was it here? No, that says 10 for sure. Maybe it was over here. No. I have no idea where that number came from. But it goes to 11. It doesn't go to 11. That's crazy that I thought it said 11. I don't even know where that is. I can't find it. Unique comes to the base mirror. No. I don't know. That may be my cue to go lay down. A mini stroke or something here. All right. The Yongbing. It's jet powered. That is the voices in my head. Might be the second cup of coffee within 45 minutes that I've had. Starting to get twitchy. Starting to get twitchy. All right. What's the other tank? What was the other new one? Let's take a look at it. I can't even find the Ride into the Year of the Fire Horse. Is this it? Yeah. It's the Kanonen. Kanonen. It's a tier 8. Tier 8 German. Dude, this is difficult. Kanonen Jagdpanzer 2. So we have the Kanonen Jagdpanzer 90. Although I think that's just the Kanonen Jagdpanzer now, which I don't think I have. That's one tank I don't have. I don't have the old goofy 90. So you got the 105, you got the 90, but then you have this dude. And I guess this one is just, it's got hydropneumatic and siege mode. So it's minus 12. Oh, wow. That's a bunch of depression. But it's got the pneumatic stuff, which is, when it hits it, it bounces around. It's always a bit of a pain to use it. But it's got it. 8-second gun reload, 370 damage. I thought its accuracy got better. Is it just not showing it here? When activated, special mode increases and or changes certain battle parameters. Best activated when positioned, ready to engage. Why is it not here? Why does it not show it? Oh, can I... Is there a button to put it into... That would be actually cool if there was a button to put it into... Oh, wait, here we go. 1 point... Oh, so it does cover it. It says how long it takes to get there. Don't they usually have the siege mechanic changes in parentheses or a separate line over here? Am I missing something? What am I missing? I'm probably missing something. Okay. What about the Swedish tanks that do that? Is that an oversight? They just forgot to put that stuff in there? Is this the right tank to do that with? Huh, they don't do it either. Huh. It's like the hacker when in siege mode, no bloom at all when moving it. Oh, so that's it? Okay. So it doesn't get better. I guess the stirb is the same, isn't it? It doesn't have a more accurate dispersion. It just doesn't lose dispersion when it moves around. Is that the idea? What's the tank that gets more accurate? Oh, it's that German medium tank. Right? It's an 8 or a 9. Is it the Kunze? I think it is. It doesn't show it, guys. What am I... They really don't show the bonus. Huh. Because doesn't the gun loading change also? Wargaming. Are you serious? Huh. That's pretty dumb. We're going to show you the characteristics, but when you use one of the game mechanics, we're not going to show you those characteristics. Those are not for you. You know. I also like the description. When activated, the special mode increases and or changes certain battle parameters, of which we are not going to tell you what they are. Best activated when positioned and ready to engage the enemy. Good luck finding what those changes are, though. We recommend you go to a third-party website that actually has the details of our game on it. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Well, you know, you just sometimes find dumb stuff. You do. It's not there, guys. Because the speed changes too, right? Oh my goodness, Wargaming, what are you doing? What are you actually doing? Tier 8. TD. Oh, I can hear the thunder is about to roll. If I get knocked offline, it's because of the storm, fellers. Let's go back to this. The speed certainly changes, right? We go to characteristics and we look at the mobility. Does it? No. No, we're not going to tell you what happens to your mobility. We're not going to tell you what happens to your dispersion. We're not going to tell you what happens to anything just press X and get going to it, fellas. Just shoot things. All right, Grendel, I appreciate that. We're a little closer to the details. Grendel says when you're in siege mode, you have pretty good speed. So if you're trying to figure it out, just it's pretty good speed. And if you're in a UDES 03 or you're in a Sturv S1, then that's pretty less than pretty good speed. Why is it not here? You're kidding me. They're not kidding me. Okay, well, another failure. That's pretty crazy, actually. How about, wait a minute, let's do this. Add to comparison. Is it here? I think it is here, actually. Comparison. Let's see. Let's go down to speed. No. Nope. Sorry. Oh, wait, it is here. No, that's boosters, salvo, rapid, turbo. Huh. It'll tell you how long to get to siege mode, but it will not tell you what it does. You're just going to have to figure that out. Great. One gives you incorrect maps. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. All right, fellas. I think that's about it. That's all the news that's fit to report on the World of Tanks front. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. This week will be all the tier 7s and playing the worst average player win rate tanks, which came out to some interesting tanks, actually. I saw Steel Guts yesterday in game. Chatted with him for a bit. He's doing all right. He's still fighting his back issues. Yeah, no problem, NATO. It's all right. I'm hoping it doesn't get too bad because I got that big wedding I want to go. I know I'm going to. I'll be at. Whether or not I can have a nice time or not is another question. But there ain't nothing you can do about it, man. Just got to fight through it. All right, let's find somebody to raid. We'll get you guys on with your Sundays. Sunday. We're going to have a rainy one here, so I think I'm just going to chill. I've done a lot of yard work the last few days, so at least I've been productive mostly. I did plant. Forgot to say that. I did plant. I'm going all seeds this year. I'm not going to go buy $200 in plants. So I've got a bunch of plastic, all the little planters. Got multiple tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers. I did put my radishes and carrots into the ground. I've got some garlic that's coming up. Hopefully we don't get a freeze. If we do, I'm going to have to do some mitigation to try to sort that out. So I'm rolling the dice a little bit, but it's looking good for 2 weeks, and then we're into March. And once we get into March, usually it's not a problem with the freeze around here. Or it'll be light enough that I'll be able to cover them at least, put a few lights in there, it'll be good. All right. Let's find somebody to... That's a pretty funny name. Awesome Baguette, although I think he's maybe playing a different version. I'm not sure. I don't recognize that map. Who we got? How was Bruh Meh? Should we go raid him again? Probably. A lot of people playing right now. Alright, we'll raid old Bruh Meh. Alright, see you, bye, Torque. Take care, man. You guys have a fantastic week. Stay warm for everyone who's still dealing with cold stuff. Gotta wait for the raid timer. There we go. Two, a one, off to the raid. Have a great week, guys. See you later. Cheers.